Denial, self-deception. It is so much more common than you think. Case in point, secret eaters. Over and over and over again, this British health TV show proves to its contestants that they are lying to themselves about how bad their eating habits really are. In the very beginning of every episode, the host will inquire about what's going on with their weight, and the clueless contestants pretty much always say roughly the same thing.
I sometimes think I don't eat enough.
Because I don't eat that much.
Some days I don't have enough food, yeah.
The people around me are eating what I'm eating, yet they're a size 0. Most of the time I'm good.
The host, Anna, always plays it off like it's a mystery.
It just doesn't sound like you're eating that much. Little bit of a mystery going on here.
But she knows, and we know, exactly where this is going. The in-house cameras and the private detectives will inevitably catch the contestants eating far more than they think they are, even when these people are certain that they could not possibly be eating very much. But how is this even possible? It seems a little bit crazy that people could be this out of touch with what they're eating. And these people aren't sleep eating, they're not under a hypnotic spell, and they're not stupid. And yeah, it is possible that the show is just entirely faked, but the truth is we are scary good at lying to ourselves. So today we're discussing self-deception, behavior change of course, and my personal story of secret eating over the past year. Let's start with Natalie. Just like everyone on the show, Natalie thinks her diet is not that bad.
From one sense, I kind of think, oh, actually, I could be quite healthy really because I don't have fizzy drinks, I don't have salt, so...
Not a very high threshold for healthy, but yeah, okay.
I wouldn't say I had sugar. I wouldn't say my diet's high in sugar.
Oh, really?
Because I don't eat sweets or drink pop.
So here we have someone who self-reportedly does not consume a lot of sugar. But then of course the show has their PIs follow her. And not only does Natalie regularly eat sugar, they catch her eating cake while walking her dog in the park multiple times. But Natalie's diet is actually one of the worst I have ever seen on the show. She's basically binge eating. Obviously binge eating is a very specific thing, so we don't know if she technically meets the criteria. But in one fast food meal, she ordered this.
The woman ordered something, not the last order, but the one before. I want the same.
Right.
It's a large Coke. We've got large fries. We've got a large chicken sandwich, 2 double cheeseburgers, onion rings, and these are all the sauces to go with that.
A lot of people on the show eat really massive portions of food, but this is a step above that. And obviously I am biased, but as an ex-binge eater, I can almost feel that heart-pumping dopamine rush that would cause someone to order a meal this large. And this is a trend for her. On one Saturday, she ordered all of this.
2 sausages wrapped in bacon and filled with cheese.
2 Whisper bars and a coffee. Cup of coffee and a slice of chocolate and banana cake. Large portion of fries, beans, fried mini breast fillets, a chicken burger with a hash brown and lots of sachets of sauces. An evening of alcohol follows, adding another 1,600 calories. Fried chicken wrap and chips covered in sauce and a large bar of chocolate for dessert.
Assuming she eats this way with any sort of regularity, how could she possibly not know where her weight issues are coming from? Pretty sure they also said Natalie works for the police, so hopefully she's not a detective. A lot of the secret eaters on the show are eating what they think is healthy, and sometimes it is technically healthy, but it just happens to be low calorie. Or they're really underestimating how little snacks can quickly add up to a big problem. But we might ask ourselves, how can someone routinely eat like this and then go on TV and say, hey, I don't understand why I'm overweight? Or eat 3 chocolate bars and a piece of cake in one day and then go on TV and say, no, I don't need that much sugar. It's just such extreme behavior to be confused about. How could this eating be secret? Well, the answer is self-deception. It is the most common theme on this show, present in every single episode, and it's an issue you'll probably have to deal with if you try and change your behavior in any way, shape, or form, not just in relation to weight loss. It's self-deception, denial. It's a bias in the way that we think that gives us rose-colored glasses when it comes to our own behavior. Natalie's mom, Sue, for example, thinks that she doesn't eat that much.
Sue, you said to me last week that you didn't think that you were eating that much to justify why you're 17 stone. So let's just have a look.
Turns out Sue's been eating healthy, balanced meals she mostly cooks at home, but eats several chocolate bars with her multiple cups of coffee each and every day. Now, sometimes on this show, the people are just not really paying attention to what they're eating, and maybe this is Sue. But her husband is with her 24/7 and does not approve of her food choices.
No, you're not having chocolate. You don't need it. Get fruit.
He knows her diet is full of junk food and routinely points this out to her. I guess because he had a heart attack years ago, lost a bunch of weight, and really changed his behavior and wants the same for his wife. So point being, Sue can't use the excuse of simply being unaware. She does know what she's eating. She has someone literally following her around and swatting the chocolate out of her hands. So Sue is literally in denial or lying to herself about her chocolate consumption. There's literally nothing else it could be. Self-deception involves beliefs that are acquired/maintained in the face of strong counter evidence.
I kid myself that that's the only sugar I have in a day then, you see.
Well, it's not. And you know it's bad, otherwise you wouldn't be whispering and trying to hide it from Joe.
You're on a TV show about people who overeat. The host is currently showing you evidence of you overeating, and you're still not convinced that you're overeating. That is quite a lot of evidence that contradicts your narrative, and therefore proof that Sue is lying to herself about her chocolate consumption. But why exactly do we lie to ourselves like this? And it seems to be because on some level we don't really want to know the truth. Case in point, another contestant on the show, Laura.
Laura has achieved weight loss before, shifting around 4 stone in total. But in the last 6 months, that weight loss has curiously ground to a halt.
I think we've tried everything, haven't we?
Laura is one of the people on the show who's really genuinely trying to live a healthy lifestyle and is frustrated by her lack of results.
A couple of people in our office like ordering like chips and cheese and garlic bread and all the stuff that I actually try to avoid. They're like tiny.
She works out with a trainer, she cooks all her own food, she brings a salad almost every single day for lunch. It all sounds pretty good, right?
I go to the gym and I give it like 110%. I come out and I'm absolutely sweating. What else can I do? I just don't know.
So Laura, take me through the sorts of things you might have.
You know, I'll grab a banana or a yogurt for breakfast and maybe lunch I'll have like a soup or a sandwich.
Laura has this belief and this view of herself that says, I'm a healthy person, I live a healthy lifestyle.
I do think I pick really healthy things. I eat salads and soup at lunchtime, so I do think that my diet is pretty good.
And that belief is important to her. She's lost a ton of weight and she's done it through changing her lifestyle to be healthier. At some point in a weight loss journey, I think we can all relate to Laura, where it feels like we're doing everything right, but it's just for some reason not translating to results on the scale.
With my weight loss, I feel like I've just hit this sort of plateau and it's not going anywhere anymore, and I just don't know why.
We think we might have found something.
Oh God.
Of course, when the show looks deeper into Laura's behavior, she is found to be making an effort most of the time. The camera catches her routinely eating lattes and donuts for breakfast and at least a few sugary treats almost every single day.
Laura ordered, and it was a large hazelnut skinny latte and a cinnamon swirl.
Laura's actually found to have a huge sweet tooth, eating a ton of sugary foods, cupcakes, pastries, chocolate bars.
You averaged out around 700 calories a day just from your sweet foods.
Along with accidentally adding way too much salad cream to her salads and sandwiches. I love all these distinctly British foods, by the way. Every episode they're eating jacket potato, salad cream, cuppa.
Sue is a classic tea time treater, reaching for a sweet snack with a cuppa.
I don't know that if you made this show about Canadians that we'd have even one thing that was like distinctly Canadian that we were eating. Anyway, back to Laura.
How many calories in one of them?
It's only little.
It's only little is a great example of ignoring counter evidence that would demonstrate to you that you're lying to yourself about how committed you think you are to your diet. It is motivational reasoning in action. Self-deception involves beliefs that are acquired/maintained in the face of strong counter evidence and that are motivated by desires or emotions. In Laura's case, as someone who is trying really hard and has succeeded at weight loss, she has this important belief. I'm a healthy person, I live a healthy lifestyle. She's motivated to keep this belief safe because it's important to her self-image and her self-esteem, even if that means lying to herself. An example of how this works is confirmation bias, where we look around for evidence that our belief, in this case the belief that says, I live a very healthy lifestyle, there's no reason that I should be gaining weight, is true, and then either discount, such as undervaluing via it's only little, or simply ignore evidence to the contrary.
During surveillance, We caught you getting through 3,000 calories a day.
I seriously didn't realise how different my diet is to how I say it is. Basically, tricked myself into thinking when I may be putting that Twix in my mouth that I've just eaten a salad, when really I haven't. I've eaten a Twix.
That's literally exactly how it works. She's right on the money.
I think now, seeing everything, I think I've been lying to myself, you know, telling my trainer that I eat really well.
So denial.
Yeah.
A lot of respect for Laura here. She definitely has one of the most self-aware and positive reactions to this information on the show.
Surely you must feel a little bit defeated inside.
Oh God, definitely.
Yeah, she probably does. Gotta love that British bluntness. But yeah, anyway, awareness is the first step to successful behavior change. And with Laura's great attitude and existing desire to change her behavior, this information helped put her back on track. And by the update, she was successfully losing weight. I feel like I need to interject with my own secret eater story here as well. So for the past year on and off, I've been trying and failing to lose weight. Finally now, I am successfully losing weight, but how could this be? I'm not like a secret eaters contestant. I'm not accidentally eating 1,000 calorie bowls of cereal because I thought cream was a suitable alternative to milk. I'm not putting an entire jar of mayo on my salad because first off, that's weird, and second off, justice for Dawn.
I've got the jar. Yeah, but it was already open in the fridge.
On top of that, I thought that this was going to be the easiest weight loss attempt of my entire life. Because my diet right now is more nutritious than it's ever been before. For the first time in my life, I don't have a food addiction. My cravings are minimal. I don't like or eat fast food at all anymore, and not in a secret eater's way. I genuinely do not eat fast food. I do like pizza, but I couldn't even tell you the last time I ordered it. I don't go out to restaurants. I exercise more than ever, and I enjoy it more than ever. And I'm great at changing my behavior. If I have to drop a habit or add a habit, I know exactly what to do, and I do it. So I'm kind of just like, what's the problem here? You know what I mean? And looking back at all my failed attempts over the last year, I'm still not 100% sure exactly where I went wrong. But logically, I've talked it down to essentially a combination of secret eating and self-deception, just like the people on this show. I think I sort of thought that because I'm so much better at most of these things and I'm in such a better place that I wouldn't have to be as like methodical or something. And it really felt like I was doing everything right. And when that's happening, like with Laura, I'm sure, it does get tempting to think like, okay, well, you know, maybe I do have like a medical condition. But in my case, I don't need to go on British TV to have Anna prove to me that that belief is a delusion and a lie. I swear that thought would occasionally pop up and I'm like, nah, you know fucking better than that. That is some fat logic there, bro. You do not have a medical condition. You are eating too much. In my case, as we've discussed today, we're all biased toward viewing our behavior in the most positive of lights and really focusing on pieces of information that prove what we already believe or what we want to believe about ourselves. We like to think we're doing the most, we're eating low calorie, we're giving 110% on the workouts. But in reality, for me, after feeling like I was doing literally everything right and couldn't possibly be doing any more, I discovered after looking back on my records of diet and exercise that I was not tracking as consistently as it felt like I was. And I wasn't exercising and eating low calorie as consistently as I thought I was. I had clear patterns of strong change efforts followed by weeks, if not months, of nothing tracked, which kind of shows my level of focus and commitment at different periods of time. I'm self-aware enough not to spend the entire day eating Snickers bars and forgetting about it, but the fact of the matter is, you do not have to be full out delusional to be subtly lying to yourself enough about your own behavior to not be losing weight. The math for weight loss is pretty slight. When you're really obese, you can lose weight just by adopting healthier habits and dealing with the major issues in your diet. But for me, I've now learned the hard way that it comes down to consistency, effort, and honesty. There's a very small margin for error if you're aiming for just a 500 or less calorie deficit. It is so easy to be relaxed with a few hundred calories here or a few hundred calories there, then combine that with being relaxed on the weekend or relaxed with your tracking, and suddenly you've relaxed yourself out of any substantial weight loss. You can destroy an entire week's worth of effort in 1 or 2 meals, and you don't have to be a binge eater to do that. So anyway, I hope that's helpful. This is such a big issue. That feeling of doing everything right, but it's just not translating to results was starting to really mess with me. One of the big things with this weight loss attempt versus kind of my weight loss attempts in the past was my commitment to losing weight in the healthiest way possible, which to me meant higher calories, less obsessiveness, more kindness to myself when I made mistakes, but I guess I was like overdoing it. And I'm still not perfectly sure what went wrong during that period of time, but the fact of the matter is aggressively tracking, planning, and not falling off track works as intended, and that is the cold hard truth. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.